What's going on, y'all? So we're gonna start at the very beginning. Basically, within a set, right, you have multiple songs, and so we're gonna start from the song standpoint. And so, this is gonna be called, I guess, song prep. Um, and so we're gonna start from the very beginning. I'm gonna go here to multi tracks. For the sake of this video, I've already downloaded a song from our catalog or from our library, and that is Worthy by Elevation. And so we're gonna work with that. Yeah, so I'm gonna close out Safari. It's already here in my downloads. So um, by default, natively when you download a song from multitracks, these are the files you get within that folder. And then you get a multi-track ALS file. A ALS file is essentially a Ableton file or a Ableton session with those multi-tracks in it. Just really quickly, this is your ALS file. This folder is the folder that houses all of your multi-tracks. This will come back up later in this video, but just want to kind of give you a overview of what that is. And so we're gonna open this up. Um, in this video, I'm using Ableton 12. Everything I'm going to go over um, applies in every version. There may be a different way to kind of go about it within that version, but everything still applies. So you're going to get this version, or this message is going to ask, do you want to attempt to repair it? The reason being is because the session natively that you download probably was not created in the version that you open it in, so you always want to repair it. So just hit yes. The repair was successful, which is great. Please save it to keep any changes. That's definitely paramount. Definitely key. So you can hit OK. And here is the session with all of your files. So everything is basically here, and we will save this as, let's do this. So let's go ahead and to file. I'm gonna hit save live set as. I don't want to save over the original file in case I need to go back to it. So what I do is I'll save this. Let's say this is for Sunday for our worship team. So I'm gonna save it under WATM for worship at the Mount. All right. And this is all in the same folder. So if I need to, I can reference the original tracks in a different session if something's corrupt or if something left happens. So in this session, I'm just basically gonna get it ready for when I need to import these files into a larger session with multiple songs, right? So few key things. You're not going to need these returns, so you can delete these. You just select these, hit delete. If you want to select multiple things, you select the first thing, hit shift, and then whatever else. I'm going to change the color of these because I'm a little OCD. I like every song to be its own color. So I'm going to select BGVs at the bottom, hit shift, go all the way down to click, select all of that, double click, or right click, technically, I guess you could say. And I'm going to make all of these, let's say, purple, right? You can see, oh, it didn't do it. So I'm going to make all of these, right click, and select purple. It made everything purple except for the actual regions here. So I'm going to select all of these again, right click or double click, and I'm going to hit assign track colors to clips. And as far as Ableton is concerned, these are the tracks right here, and these regions are what's known as audio clips. So if you ever see that in the future, that's what it's referring to. Okay, so that's the first thing. I'm gonna go ahead and save, and then every change or alteration I make, I'm gonna save. So that's the color. Let's see. I could do, what's next? You can keep the click. It's completely up to you. I know what we typically use is the Ableton click. We run into issues with routing or making this click natively uh, something tangible. So what I like to do is I like to make this click into a audio file. So what I did was I basically sampled this click and I made it into a little, where is it? I made it into a instrument basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to create. At the top I'm going to insert MIDI track. All right, and I'm going to drag that here, and you will see I have this click, this click. I have different click tones for different things, but these two are what we're specifically going to work on, right? Or pay more attention to. So I'm going to create a region. I'm going to select just a region, right click or double click. I'm going to insert empty MIDI clip. All right, I'm going to hit I'm going to hit capital B. Capital B gives you the pencil tool to draw in the note you need. Metronome up, metronome. So I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna make sure the automation is all the way up as far as the volume. And let's see where we are. I'm gonna drag this out. If you hover at the edge of it, it'll kind of go for as long as you need it to. So I'm just gonna duplicate this. I don't need the pencil tool anymore, so I'm gonna hit capital B. So I'm just going to select this note. I'm gonna hit Command D for duplicate. And I'm just going to move this to the up, so that way it should be, actually, I should have changed it. It should be up, down. And then I'm going to duplicate both of these notes, select both of them, duplicate. I'm gonna hit Command D, so duplicate. And because I dragged it out, it should duplicate in time. All right, now that's that. I'm gonna just drag this all the way out to the last click. All right, and boom. I'm gonna solo this out. As you can see natively, the length of the actual track, there's this loop bracket at the top. You're gonna need that for when you go to bounce like certain things out. And if it's not looped already, just hit loop selection. You just make a selection. It doesn't matter what track it is. Yep, you just go ahead and hit loop selection, and oh, because I did it already. Crying. All right, so I'm gonna bounce this into audio. And export. I like all of my files to be in waves, so it'll be PCM and not MP3. I only do MP3s if I'm bouncing a reference of what the arrangement is or whatever. So I'm gonna hit export, and I'm gonna go to the folder, to the multi-track actual folder. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna call this click in all caps. All right. So while that is good, now I'm gonna go ahead and delete this MIDI. And I'm gonna go to the folder and click right here. So I'm just gonna drag this into my session, line it up to where I need it, so that way it starts at the very beginning. I'm gonna bring this up, and since I have this click, I can get rid of this click. So I'm gonna delete that, make sure colors are correct. Okay. And that's my new click. Great. So I got click, guide. What else? I need now a tempo track. What a tempo track is basically I take a dummy clip, and what I mean by dummy clip is it's a audio clip with no audio in it. Um, and I slave the session tempo to whatever I need it to be. In individual tempos or individual sessions like this per song, it's not necessarily needed. Remember, we're importing these files into a bigger session with multiple songs. That's key to keep that in mind. And so, because I have multiple songs, I have multiple tempos, multiple um, meters, and time signatures. So I have to make sure that if we're in song one is on the grid. And what I mean by on the grid, I mean the session is slave to whatever that BPM, whatever that meter is. So if I need to make a change, if I need to take this section here and move it back, I can do that. But I can do that easy because I'm on the grid. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the grid. Um so I'm going to take a tempo clip. I've done it already and I just saved it as a tempo clip. Let me show you how to make it if you don't have it natively. You can essentially take any, and I mean any, clip of audio. I'll take a guide. Let's say this says acapella, right? So I'm gonna take acapella here. I'm going to double click on that and you'll see your dialog box at the bottom opens up. Here is where you can warp, you can adjust the gain of the particular clip, you can adjust the pitch and all of that good stuff. So for this specifically, we're going to do gain. We're going to bring this all the way down. And then we're going to warp this. Warp, we're only going to mess with, for this, we're only going to mess with the beats. And this is basically the downbeat of everything in the transients of all of the audio files, which makes the audio files adjust to whatever tempo, right? And so as you can see here, it already put in the tempo of the song, 67.50, which is correct. Great. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit, instead of it being follow, I'm going to make this lead. All right, cool. So now I can make sure this loop is enabled. So now for the duration of the song, I can just loop this out. Right. And sometimes you'll notice when you do this, the tracks may expand in terms of length. That's perfectly okay, as long as, like I said, everything is in tempo originally. So just for clarity, I'm just going to rename this clip tempo. Okay, like everything else, I'm gonna make sure we're in the same color. All right, this tempo track I'm gonna move underneath my guide. Okay, save. What's next? I'm going to now make markers. So I'm gonna do another MIDI track. Now markers are, well, the markers I use are simply a MIDI track with no MIDI. I'm gonna make sure all of this is the same color once more. I'm gonna rename this markers. You don't need this per se. I like it just as a roadmap for if I need to um look at the screen. I'm directing not only band but singers, so essentially everybody on stage. I need to be able to see where I'm going. I like to be able to see where I'm going. Yes, we have a guide, which is great, but I like to be able to for comfort, look at the computer screen if I need to and see what's happening, what's going on next, to be able to direct everybody what's happening or what's coming up. So we're gonna make another region. I'm gonna select here, right click, double click, insert empty MIDI clip. Um, you don't have to loop it. I don't like the way it looks personally, but that's preference. So this region, you're gonna name this count off. You're going to duplicate this, so Command D, name this intro, and you'll see when you have a session from multi-tracks, they give you what's called locators up top that let you know what section you're actually in. The reason why why I like to do markers is because remember we're dumping these files into a larger session with multiple songs. For whatever reason, as of this recording, um, Ableton does not allow you to import locators, so which is okay, but this is just a way around that. And so I'm just gonna do intro, verse 1, and so on and so forth. I'm just gonna go ahead and do this really quickly. And because we have multiple sections that resemble one another, I can just literally kind of copy and paste. So if I know a chorus is going to be the same thing as that, or chorus is chorus, chorus one is chorus one, chorus two is chorus two, same thing with the verses. If it's going to be the same thing, I'll just go over here and I'll copy the marker and then just paste it over there, just kind of save me time. Interlude is interlude, so I'm going to make that. Verse 2, copy that. Verse 1, just make that 2. All right, chorus, I'm gonna copy that. Copy is Command C, and then I'm gonna go to my locator and then hit Command V for paste. Make that, duplicate this, instrumental. All right, so split this. Let's go to bridge. Duplicate, 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 duplicate. I have another instrumental. I'm gonna copy that, paste that, duplicate that. 2 choruses back to back. So I'm gonna go find a chorus, copy that, paste that there, duplicate, and then ending. I'm gonna make this ending. Before I didn't think doing the ending was gonna be a big deal, but I found if you're doing a session with multiple songs, to be able to do seamless transitions, it's just easier to kind of visually see where one song ends and the other one begins. So I'm just gonna move this over here. All right, cool, great. All right, so we have our markers. I typically like MIDI input to be no input and no output, just because I don't, again, I'm putting this into a session with multiple files, multiple songs, multiple MIDI assignments, multiple things being controlled by MIDI. I just don't want to leave room for anything to trigger anything just by accident, right? So I have my markers, click, guide, tempo, and yeah, that's it for song prep. All right, so I'm going to do this yes, I've been saving all along, but rule of thumb, I've learned this the very hard way. Collect all and save after you're done, like you're done, and everything is where you need it to be. Currently it is, so I'm going to hit collect all and save. What this is this is going to save to this specific Ableton file. This is going to save audio files, so files from everywhere else, files from other projects, files from user library, files from factory packs, and whatever MIDI things. So this is going to save these MIDI markers or regions, all of that. And this is great for if I need to send this particular session to somebody on a whole nother computer and they may not have these files. Collect all and save allows me to, you know, do that, or open it on another machine if I need to. So yeah, I'm gonna do collect all and save. I think I just did it, but just for good measure. Okay, cool. Yeah, so we're good to go. So now I'll show you what it looks like when we are done with this, and then we want to go to a whole new session. I'll open up my template for worship. Okay, so this is just a template for larger for worship for multiple songs. I have a bunch of MIDI assignments, time code, and some routings and all of that stuff kind of pre-saved, so that way that saves me a lot of time, so I don't have to start from zero every week when I build these. And so I'll share this with you. So let's say song one, that's this locator. I'm going to rename this. So Command R1, let's say worthy in E flat. Cool. I just want to show you what this looks like. We're not gonna go into routings and all that other stuff in this video. So I'm gonna go and find the worthy song. This is my downloads folder. I just added this here just so it's easier to drag and drop stuff. I don't have to leave my application to do that. So I'm gonna hit this tab here, and the original session is here, but the one we need is this right here. Just drag and drop this in here, and you'll see everything I made is literally right here at my fingertips. I'm going to move this down. I'm going to take this, just move it down here. And all of this starts on song one, right? So I'm just going to select all of this from the last track to the first MIDI clip. Select this. I'm going to copy it, delete. I'm going to hit song one on my keyboard. And I'm going to paste it. That's there. And now I'm going to select the markers, click, guide, and tempo. I'm going to select these regions here. I'm going to copy this, delete. All right, I'm going to scroll up to where it says markers, this track right here. I'm going to hit 1 just so that way I'm on this locator, and then I'm going to hit paste. And I do it this way so that way I can clearly see everything for each song. I don't need these tracks anymore. And so this is basically done. What I like to do is I like to make just another MIDI clip. I'll copy this one, duplicate it here. Again, if I have multiple songs in this, I like to create a MIDI clip that just has the name of the song. So worthy. That's just so that way, again, so I can visually see what's going on. Sometimes when you have multiple songs in there, your view can be like this. It's all preference. You can zoom in clearly, but just as another visual for me. So I'm gonna select all these tracks. These are in here now. And just to keep things neat, you can leave it like this, completely up to you. What I like to do is group all of these. So I'm going to hit Command G, and that put these all in a group. I'm going to change the color of the group to a light gray, just so that way it kind of pops out to me a little more. And I'm gonna name this worthy, and the key. All right, and so now you have all of your tracks in a session ready to go. Yeah, and that will conclude that. In the next video, we'll go over some other things, but this is where you start, right? So essentially you would do this for every single song. The more and more you do it, the more songs you do it for, um, you no longer have to go back and do it. So say for example, if I um if we're doing this song for another week's set, and you've already done it, let's say for this week's set, but it's for 2 weeks from now. The week of, because you already did it, you don't have to redo this. Same thing with the audio routing, which I'll go over later. But essentially you can copy all of this, um, paste it, or copy it, and then go to another session. If song one is this, but 2 weeks from now it's song two or three, just copy it, paste it on song two or three, the where you need it, and then just do the same thing with the tracks here. I'm gonna copy this whole folder. When you open it up in another session, this will paste where it was copied at. So if this is song two in the other session, or song three, I'll just open up the folder, select the regions, make sure you select all of them, and then I will copy that. And let's say that's song three, I'll hit song three in the other session, and oh, let me back up, hit copy. If I go to a whole nother session, I'll go to, let's say four, right? So I'll hit four and just paste that there, and we're good to go. And so yeah, that's song prep. All right, y'all. Peace.